Congratulations, you've won dinner for 4 people. But hurry, there's limited seating.
You've worked hard all your life. Now we're offering an investment that will allow you to retire without
If you've got lung or allergy problems, we have the cure you've been looking for.
We were passing by and noticed your chimney is dangerously close to collapsing. Would you like for us to take a look at it?
Standing up, fighting back.
Hi, I'm Attorney General Josh Stein. It all sounds good, doesn't it? Who wouldn't want to win free money or a free trip, or cure our health problems, or make sure our home is safe to live in, or make financial worries disappear and provide for our children at the same time? It's natural to want these things, and that's exactly what today's con artists are banking on. Every day, these criminals cheat North Carolinians, especially our seniors, out of their hard-earned money. We want to put a stop to that with your help.
It's amazing the solicitations you get for everything. Somewhere they find out that you're old and retired, and they think, well, he might have something. We want it.
Everybody's out to put fear in you and scam you to see what else they can get.
It would be so easy if people who want to steal from you looked or sounded like a criminal. But that's just not the way it is. Criminals often look or sound like our family members and friends. They seem kind and courteous. They dress nicely. They appear to have our best interests at heart. But that's what makes them so effective and so dangerous.
He was such a sweet talking fella, let me tell you. He sold me.
He could have sold ice boxes to Eskimos.
I mean, that's how cool he was.
He's very friendly, very smooth, and I remember him talking a little bit about his family. I guess that's one of their little tricks.
You do get lonesome, and when you're lonesome, you talk to people, and you want to trust people.
He seemed honest. I mean, I thought he was. He seemed nice. I didn't look into his background, which I should have.
So what can you do to protect yourselves and your family? During the next few minutes, you're going to hear the stories of North Carolinians who have fought back against these criminals. And by listening and learning, you can fight back too.
It all starts with a seemingly innocent and often exciting phone call or letter saying you've won something. A cruise, the lottery, a new car. But telemarketing and sweepstakes scams often end with victims losing money, whether it's a small amount or their entire life savings. And if the scammers think you might say yes, they will keep calling you.
It must have been 10 years ago, and I got a call from a man with a heavy accent from Canada. And he said, "George, you've won a lot of money." And I don't remember how much that one was. But he said, "George, if you will go over to Western Union, which is diagonally across the street less than a mile, and send me $900, I'll get your check delivered to you by such and such a deliveryman tomorrow before 4 o'clock. This is my first experience with such, and I was quite gullible, and I took my $900 over there and gave it to Western Union, and they sent it to Canada. And I came home and waited on Friday afternoon from 4 until 4:30 or 5, and I finally realized I had been duped. And I've sent her money one time, that's all it took. And they sell the list to other people, and you find out that you're getting all sorts of calls at all sorts of hours. And they continue calling me back, and why, I can't tell you, because they sure don't get any money from me.
So how do you recognize sweepstakes and telemarketing scams, and how do you avoid them? Throw away lottery or sweepstakes mailings that say you're a winner. Foreign lotteries are illegal. The checks they send you are fake, no matter how real they look.
That check was so real, it could fool anyone.
I have gotten a $1,500 check. And the $1,500 check, although it was written on a local bank, was fraudulent.
Just hang up on pushy telemarketers and join the Do Not Call registry to keep most of them from bothering you again. But if they do call, Don't take the bait.
Telemarketers. Yeah, I'll tell them right out. I said, look, you're wasting your time and mine.
I put myself on the no-call list. I still get telemarketing calls, and I just tell them I'm not interested and hang up.
Never send money for a free prize, loan, or credit card. Remember, it's against the law to charge money in advance for a loan.
They were asking me to send money in to pay the taxes on it, which was amount of $2,000 some dollars. I'm not sure what the odd dollars was, but said I had to do it within 10 days.
Never give out important numbers like your bank account, credit card, or social security number to telemarketers who call you. And don't ever put this information on an entry form for a sweepstakes or any other type of contest.
People should not give out their social security numbers. They shouldn't give out their bank account numbers. And that's something I never have done.
Don't ever be pressured to buy something to enter a sweepstakes. You don't have to buy something to win. In fact, your chances are exactly the same.
Healthcare scams come in so many different forms, from fraudulent discount prescription drug programs to false claims of cures for illnesses and chronic conditions. They may even come with a free meal. But the one thing they all have in common is that they're full of empty and expensive promises.
I received an invitation in the mail to attend a dinner meeting, at which time they were going to make a presentation. And it was a free meal, so I went, and it was for a magnetic mattress pad. They presented it as a help, more or less, not a cure, but a help for people with arthritis. And that's what carried me to the meeting, I think, was the fact, that I had some touches of rheumatoid arthritis, and I knew in time to come it could probably get worse. I really thought I wanted one of them. And I wrote a check for $500, put the remainder of $481.37 on my credit card. Well, most things that you order, you allow 4 to 6 weeks for. So I waited about 6 weeks, and I called because I hadn't gotten anything yet. And I began to get this runaround of I had needed to talk to this person, and I needed to talk to this person. So I continued to make my calls and made a record of everything that I was doing. And so finally, they kept telling me that they were just working on March orders, and this was into July by this time. I placed mine in May, so I thought, I think I better just cancel this order. I canceled it, and then they told me that it would be 1 to 2 months before I would get my refund. Well, I decided it's time to do something else besides just talk to them, and that's when I called the Attorney General's office, and that's when things really began to happen.
Healthcare scam artists take advantage of people who are sick, in pain, or looking for help with healthcare costs. Unfortunately, once victims realize they've been scammed, it's usually difficult, often impossible, to get their money back. Here are a few ways you can avoid healthcare scams. Don't trust products marketed as miracle cures or scientific breakthroughs or products that have a secret ingredient.
I think people, seniors, if they do have some type of medical condition that whatever they're presenting would play on, they should be very skeptical about what they're hearing.
Never give out or confirm any personal or financial information to someone who calls you on the phone, because they may not be who they say they are.
I don't believe anybody on the telephone anymore. I have been bitten once, and I just don't believe them.
If a promotion offers a free meal, know that you are going to get a high-pressure sales pitch.
There's no order now and pay later. You had to place your order that night, and you had to make full payment that night. You didn't have a chance to check them out, and that should have been a red flag right there.
Before you sign up for a discount health or drug plan, check with your healthcare provider and pharmacist about that plan, and call my office to see if we have complaints against it.
I would call the Attorney General's office and talk to the Consumer Service Department because they're the best help you can get, and they will help you through the situation.
Don't fall for health promotions that use personal testimonials by consumers or doctors claiming amazing results. And avoid products that offer a no-risk money-back guarantee. You'll just end up disappointed.
With many annuity and investment offers, the only person who makes money is the person who's selling them. Instead of delivering on promises of financial security or making things easier for your children after you pass away, these offers can rob you of your hard-earned money.
We had talked about it, getting a will, and we found out about this trust thing. I think one of the neighbors has got that. And we get a phone call from this person. And, we hadn't contacted them. I guess they were calling from a list or something. So anyway, the man came out and presented it. I had been told sometime in the past that a handwritten will was, I forget how many people signed it, was legal. Well, this individual said it wasn't. He said it wouldn't hold up in court. He said the judge will assign a lawyer, and he said the lawyer has total authority, and he'll use up the value on his fees and then drop it. And he cited instances where that had actually happened. So anyway, we thought we were doing the right thing, and the guy had something to sell, and we bought it. That's about what it amounts to. You might say I was wide open for it because we were looking for this trustee thing.
No one wants their estate to be a burden for their families, and we all want financial security and to leave a nest egg for our children and grandchildren. But when someone approaches you about a living trust, annuity, or other investment opportunity, think about the following tips before saying yes. If you don't understand what's being sold, don't buy it. Never make quick decisions about investment offers or changing insurance policies. Ask an independent professional and read all forms completely.
If they're thinking about this, if they have a financial advisor, go see him first.
When a loved one dies, don't be pressured into making major financial decisions or purchases right away.
People who have lost a spouse, we just need to be a whole lot more cautious at a time like this than maybe we would have ever been before, because they like to play on people in that situation.
If a salesperson tells you to act now or uses phrases like limited offer, risk-free, tax-free offshore investments, or it's a special opportunity but you have to keep it secret, don't purchase anything from them.
If you are presented with a product and you've got to make a decision right then and there, back off and forget about it.
And finally, remember, you can't get something for nothing.
I don't think anybody gets anything for free. They get what they work for.
Annuity and investment scams sound good at first, especially when they're presented by a con artist with a fancy title like Certified Senior Specialist.
He had some kind of something, paper or authority or something, supposedly. We got the impression he was licensed to do this.
Never commit to any financial opportunity until you've consulted with a trusted professional advisor, like a lawyer or an accountant. Your life savings are just too important.
Promises of quick, inexpensive, quality home repairs and services seem to come from every direction. Unfortunately, it's often difficult to tell a legitimate offer from those trying to swindle us out of our hard-earned money.
I wasn't really looking to have it done, but the price seemed right. I think it was $69. I was thinking that they would just come in and clean my air ducts and leave. Well, one gentleman came and started looking around and counting the vents, and he says, "Have you ever had your air ducts cleaned?" And I proceeded to tell him, "No, it's my first time." And he says, "Oh my goodness, most people have theirs done once a year." And I've been living here at that time 19 years, so I thought, my goodness, my ducts must be really dirty. And he said, "Oh my God, it's filthy down there. You have a bunch of toxic mold down there." Of course, my heart started jumping, and I was concerned for myself, my grandson, my son. He started giving me some weird prices, outrageous prices, like $12.99 if you did one, but he's going to do me a favor and make it $12.99 for two if I did it today only. I just decided I'll do it because I was scared for my own life, to be honest about it. The first one he cleaned, I said, "I want that." I went to Home Depot to look for the mold testing kits for the homes, purchased one, brought it back, and I used some of the mold. And I got the middle part to make sure it wasn't stale and sent it off and got the results back about maybe a week and a half later, saying I did not have toxic mold, that it was a normal amount, and that every home had a certain amount of mold, and this was just a normal amount, and it wasn't anything to be alarmed about. That put me in a different level with them. Then I thought, oh no, you've really, scammed me for some money now. So I was determined to go after them.
Repair and construction scams can be devastating, both financially and emotionally. No matter how large or how small, they invade our homes, our privacy, and our security.
He was supposed to add the bedroom, the bathroom, and refix the kitchen so that I could use it with my eye problem. He did some work in July, and then about the 14th or 15th of August, he said, "I can't." I said, "Where are the permits?" He said, "I can't get permits because I'm not licensed." I said, "Well, what are we going to do then?" And he said, "I have a friend that's a contractor. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it and it'll be fine." So I just kind of went along, but then I began to know that he wasn't doing right, but I didn't know how to take care of the situation. I just couldn't believe there's holes in the floor. I can't believe anybody would do that to anybody. He took another job and he was supposed to, at the 1st of October, the middle of October. And then he said he'd be back the 1st of January. And the 1st of January came and he never came back. He just put it off. January, February, I'll be there. March, I'll be there. In April, they put the cupboards in. They didn't put them in, they just set them there. And he said to me, "I can't do the kitchen anymore till I get paid for the electrician." So I wrote him some money for the electrician. And he said, "I'll be back." And I knew then he'd never come back, but I still wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. And we went through the checkbooks and we found out that we had written him checks for $124,000. I decided then we needed to have a lawyer.
So, how do we stop these home repair and construction scams? Here are a few things that can make a huge difference. Never pay for work up front. Also, never make a final payment until all work is finished and meets your satisfaction. Beware of contractors who knock on your door. If a contractor comes looking for work or tries to rush you into making a decision about work he claims needs to be done, don't buy whatever it is he's selling.
We should have said, "No, come tomorrow or the next day. Give us a chance to check out other prices." But we didn't.
When you need work done on your home, ask your friends for references and don't hire the first contractor you talk with. Get 3 written estimates, compare their bids, and check the references before making a decision.
Check on the person. Do a background check and look at some of the work they've done.
If they decided on a company that they didn't know anything about previously, I'd have them checked out with the Attorney General.
When working with a contractor, get a written agreement that details the exact cost, the promises made, all work to be performed, and a completion date. After a disaster of any kind, beware of scammers who come to your home posing as government officials. Contact your insurance company before you have any work done to your home. Since this video was produced, some new scams have appeared. These crooks, they never rest, but neither do we. Here are some tips to help you avoid getting scammed. As we heard earlier in the video, crooks can produce checks that look real. Often, they'll send you an overpayment, a check that has too much money on it, and ask you to cash it and send part of it back. After you've sent them the money, the check will eventually be discovered as fake. Many crooks rely on prepaid cards, even iTunes store cards, to get the money they are trying to steal from you. Whenever anyone says you need to buy prepaid cards so that you can pay what you owe them, you are probably being scammed. Don't let them trick you. Finally, caller ID can be a handy feature to let you know if family or friends are calling. But by using technology, crooks can manipulate it to make it look like it's your bank or electric utility calling or even a government agency. So remember, you cannot trust caller ID to verify the legitimacy of a call. Enough is enough. Scam artists are out there, but together we can stand up, fight back, and beat these criminals. For more information about how to protect yourself, or if you or your loved one is a victim, visit our website at ncdoj.gov. You can also call my office toll-free at 1-877-5-NO-SCAM. We want to hear from you and we want to help. Thanks for watching and thanks for fighting.
When I began to get the runaround, I thought, you've been taken. Or they think they've taken you anyway. They didn't know who they had run up with and butted.
You get embarrassed. I mean, who wants to be taken for money? I certainly, I don't have that money to give away to somebody.
If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is, and you can bet your bottom dollar on it.
You just hate to admit that you've been taken to the cleaners, but that's exactly what happened.
This was just a weak moment, and everybody has these weak moments. Even young people can get scammed.
You're afraid to call a lawyer, though, and you're afraid to call the Attorney General's office. Most people are, because they think they won't get help. And I've realized now you do get help if you ask for it.
And most people hesitate to call them because it's an unknown thing. But my experience with the people I talked to was very nice. Couldn't ask for better reception.
Put aside your fears of the Attorney General because, that's what he's there for. And take advantage of it and just stand up for yourself.
To hear more stories from the people you've seen in this program, watch the extra section of this DVD.